Welcome to today's show, The Daily Fire. Today's topic is this: without a clear plan, you might as well not even try. Sit back and relax, and welcome to today's show. So here I sit. It is December 29th. There's 2 days left until the year 2023 is over and we are into 2024. And that is a time for reflection for a lot of people. It's been a time for reflection for me. And to be totally honest, I have not been great at it. I have not been great at being able to go back, reflect, look at the year, and truly create really any momentum going into the new year. I've always tried to do it, but if I'm sitting here right now being completely honest with myself, I've done a halfway job of it. Right? It's been like kind of 50-50, on the fence, halfway in, halfway out. And if you look at the results of my life, they are an indicator of that, which is crazy because I sit and talk all day long about going all in and playing a game and doing the disciplines, etc. But there's so much that you can look at when you look at what you've done for a whole year. And both sides, you can see all the crazy, awesome things you did, right? You can see all the things that were amazing. And then you get to see the other side. You see all the things that you didn't do. You're like, I didn't actually do this. I didn't do that. And there is a trap you can fall into that you don't give yourself any credit for what you did do. And so that's not the point of today's show, is to get, any guilt and shame inside of that. No, it's the point today is to just really express what happens when you have a true actual plan. So I spent the last couple of days, a little bit here, a little bit there, not full days, re-going through what I call the impossible game. And it's the maps for next year. Right? It's the targets that I want, but then more important than that is taking those targets and creating an actual map, right? What do I actually need to do, right? It's one thing to say, hey, I want to make $1 billion. It's a whole other thing to know, okay, well, cool. How does what I do on January 2nd have anything to do with getting that $1 million, that $1 billion, that car, that relationship, that body? How can you take what you are doing every day and make sure the things you are doing are actually driving you towards the things you say that you want, right? This is in the personal development space, really, what's crazy? Personal development, they'll do it, but really where this has existed forever is in business, right? As an entrepreneur, if you don't have a plan, you don't have a map, you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up going nowhere, right? You'll end up going nowhere really, really fast. I have watched entrepreneurs who have worked on plans, had great plans, got to where they have arrived. They took their thumb off. They took their foot off the gas pedal. They sat back and they let the company do its thing, and only to find that in a year or two, they lose it all, right? Unfortunately, that was a road I went down, right? I learned that the hard way, that if you don't continue to go and drive and move and develop, you're also going to find yourself victim to that same thing. So it's a very crazy place to be inside of life, just to be in this place of realizing I need a map. We all need a map. I sat with a really good friend of mine, him and his wife and myself and my wife last night. We're talking about, okay, what are your plans for 2024? Right? He asked me, and I'm kind of pissed at my answer because I wasn't super crystal clear, although I've been working on it for literally the last 3 weeks, right? I created the maps in an event, 4-day event, 2 weeks ago, and then I have just been combing through it and trying to get real clear, and I wasn't clear enough. So my goal today was to get clear again. Took all the work I'd already done, compiled it back, right? And it's interesting, right? We think this is like kind of those who have never done it or have never tried to experience or go after really big things in life. This seems like not a waste of time. I don't think anyone would say that, but what they say is it's not very fruitful. It's like you don't really need it. I guess the best way of saying it's not necessary, right? It's not necessary to do these types of things. I want you to consider that's a complete lie. And it is the most critical thing possible. My clients that I work with one-on-one inside of my pivot, business training, and coaching, and really what it is, it's accountability, right? I just hold you to the fire. I don't listen to your lies. You tell yourself lies all day long. I don't care about those. I could poke through them. But I sit there with these men and women, and I'm like, okay, guys, you have to know why you're going after what you're going after, and you've got to create a clear map to do it. And when you come to me with your bullshit ideas and targets and things you want to go after, if they're not resonating and they're not driving and they're not giving you clear steps to take, they're a waste. You might as well just sit down and say, well, I had a dream, and in this dream, I was just going to become this, what, fill in the blank. And this is not just for trying to make money. This is in relationships. This is in your physical body, right? It's in everything. It's in every part of who you are, and you have to be able to find a way. How do I create the map? And so I am excited because I believe I finally came up with the map. I've got my map. I've got my map. I've got it mapped out into what I call a focus map, and that's the focus for the next month. So from January, mine is starting January 2nd, because I will be on a plane all day January 1st, flying back from Utah back home to Hawaii. And with connecting flights and all that stuff, it just takes all freaking day. It's a nightmare. It's like 14 hours of travel time. Stupid. I hate it. I hate it. But you can be productive on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one final scrub of my maps on the plane with my wife. And so she's coming up with her maps. I'll have my maps. We'll scrub them together, make sure the things that have to do with the family, they're in alignment. And then January 2nd, boom, that's where my maps begin, right? But I know now, because of the work I've done trying to figure this map out and trying to determine where do I actually want to go for the year, what is 2024 all about, and this is where I'm going. So what do I need to start doing? I want you to know and just hear me. This is not a New Year's resolution. I have not done a New Year's resolution in forever. I think New Year's resolutions are absolutely ridiculous. This is why 99.99999% of any New Year's resolution that's ever been set never actually happens. You never pull it off. Why? Because you make some pie in the sky target of something you're going to do, it's not measurable. It's just ridiculous. You look at any goal setting or target setting in the world, and most New Year's resolutions don't match any of it, which is why 2 weeks in, 4 weeks in, 6 weeks in, you have given up on whatever the resolution was, and you are literally back into the status quo of who you have always been. And this happens year over year over year over year. Take a look at your world. You're into 2023. Are you actually where you thought you'd be? Or do you keep playing like what we'll call Groundhog's Day, but you keep doing it each year? And every year you end up back, and every year you're like, this is my year. This is the year I'm going to pull it off. This is the one. This time it'll be different. Unfortunately, you've got like a decade of experience and proof that that's not true. That you're a liar, and you're not going to do what you say you do because you lack the discipline and the toughness, and you've never developed those skills. I want you to also consider that your inability to go after your targets is not because your targets are even too big. It's not that you're not capable of pulling them off. It's the fact that you've never worked on the discipline required to pull them off, right? And discipline is a muscle. Yeah, you heard me. It's a muscle. You can train that muscle. No different than I can train my bicep. You can train discipline. And then the more disciplined you become, the more you will do what you say you will do. And the more you do what you say you will do, the more results you begin to have. And the momentum builds and builds and builds until one day you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm the most trustworthy person I know, because when I say I'm going to get up at 3:30 a.m., I get up at 3:30. When I say I'm going to go to this place and be in this situation, I go and I do it. When I say I'm going to do this with my wife, I do it. When I say, all the way down the line across every part of your body, your being, your balance, and your business. All right? It's not complicated, but what it requires is for you to actually make a decision and go. And for me, the decision took a minute. It took 3 weeks, and I'm still not done. Fine tuning the action plans. Where do I want to go? 24 is the year of acceleration. 23 was the year of building, right? And when I talk about building, I was building me. Right? Those of you who followed me on social media for any length of time know that about 6 months ago, I made a decision. And the decision was to stop being average in any way, shape, or form. Some of you listen to this, you want to be average. This is probably not a show for you to listen to, talk to. You probably shouldn't follow me. You probably should turn this off right this second, because I don't speak to average people, because I have no interest in being average. You want to be average, go be average, and I love you for it, and go do you. There's no judgment about it, but I'm speaking to the ones who know they're not average, the ones who are out there to change the world, the ones who are saying, you know what? I'm not going to allow the tragedies of my past define my future. They are going to be fuel that fuel me forward. I'm going to take the things in my life that have hit me across the face like a 2x4 to the forehead, and that's not going to knock me out, but it's going to knock me down, and I will get up stronger and I will attack. That's who I'm talking to. And you, that person that I'm talking to, you may not have ever activated that side of you yet. You feel it inside, and every year, this is why there's this motivation to become more, to change, to become better. You're not okay with status quo. What you're looking for is the beast inside of you. And the world has told you this beast is a bad thing. You should hide from the beast. I'm here to tell you that beast is your weapon. That beast is how you take over your world. Whatever that means to you. Whatever that means to you. Don't get it twisted. I'm not just talking about money, but money has a big part of it. I'm not talking about sex, but sex has a big part of it. And I'm not talking about random sex. I'm talking about sex with your queen or your king. Connected soul sex. My mission for my balance, which is my family, my mission is called soul connection. And when it comes to my wife, my daughter, and my son, it's soul connection. That's the name that I named the year, soul connection, because I truly want to connect, not just go through the motions. I don't want to be partners in crime. I want to have one heart, one mind, one soul. I want them to know it, and I want to know it. That's my mission for my relationships. Right? That's just one example. These are the things that you come up with inside of the fire. So if you haven't done that yet, you got like 2 days. Get on it. Set something. Do something. There's so many programs. There's so many things out there that will help you do this. The problem is you're probably lazy and you won't do it, and you haven't done it because you're lazy. So you're going to have to fight against that. I'm a very lazy person, just in case you're wondering. Right? There's a lot of people that look at me and they're like, well, it's easy for you to get up early. Right? Oh, bullshit it is. Right? I've gotten up at 4:30 a.m. for the last, 5-6 months. Guess what? 2024, it's the year to go. Right? It's the year to go. It's the year to build. Right? Not myself, but to build my world. It's the year of acceleration. Inside the year of acceleration, I'm waking up at 3:30 a.m. Some of you might be like, wow, you're crazy. And I'm like, cool. And I'm going to live the life I live, and you live the life you live. And you can hear what I say. All I'm going to do on this show, all of 2024, my social media, anywhere you see and hear my voice, what you're going to get from me, and you can tune out if you want. I honestly don't care. But what you're going to get from me is just my journey, my path. And this is my path to become a billionaire in every way it possibly means of the meaning of the word. Money. I want the billionaire status in my relationship. I want the billionaire status in my body. My targets this year are that when I walk into a room, it is inarguable the work I have done. Period. And it's not to compare myself to you, but I'm going to beat you. Period. Competition is so healthy. I've got one person on my radar. He doesn't know it, and I'll never tell him, but he's who I'm going after. I'm hunting him down. And once I get him and I pass him, I'll find someone else. Because I need the drive, the beast inside of me. He needs it. He needs to go after someone. So I picked my someone. It's a good someone. He's a bad mofo, but I'm going after him. He doesn't know it, so maybe that's like sandbagging him. Not really. Not really. He's living his life doing his thing, but that's my target. That's my, like, literally, I have a screenshot, like my home screen on my phone says, I'm going to beat him. And some of you might be like, well, it's not a battle against another person. It's a competition between yourself. Good. Keep telling yourself that and keep playing small. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in taking my life to a next level. I've hit some levels of success, and I like it. There's a lot about my life I can be happy about. One of the things I was able to do over this last 3 weeks is look back over my life over the last year. And there's a lot that I'm like, wow, what a cool year. What a lot that has been accomplished. And what's even crazier is I see that, and then the very next breath, I'm like, but I'm just getting started. So how do I unlock the beast at a new level? Find the new level, take me to the new place. All right, this is a game over and over, but it starts with a clear map. I have a map, and it'll be fine-tuned just a little bit on the flight home on New Year's Day. But I have a map that I know exactly what I need to do on Tuesday, January 2nd. I also know exactly what I need to do on Wednesday, January 3rd, and Thursday, January 4th, and Friday, January 5th. I know exactly what to do. Can you say the same thing? Can you say the same thing? And if you can't, get to work. Get to work. Take a look at your world. Where do you need to get a plan in place? Where do you need to get yourself to know what I'm doing today is actually moving me towards a future that I want, the future life that I want. And if you're not doing that, what is wrong with you? Get yourself into groups, get yourself into communities, get yourself around people who are doing that, right? There's a reason clients pay me good money to have conversations with me, because I don't tolerate your lies. I will put you in a frame to require you to either choose to play small or rise. There is no other option. No hiding. No making fake New Year's resolutions. No saying, oh, this is what I think I should do. This will be great. I'm going to try this thing, right? Only to fizzle out a few weeks in. and to literally find yourself giving up on the year before the month is even over. Right? And that's a real thing. So hope you guys have a fantastic holiday. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you got the New Year's coming up. You guys are going to have a fantastic New Year's. But this is your boy, Trevor J. White, reminding you that you are just one pivot away.